Are you feeling overwhelmed by the hustle and bustle of life, but also feeling like you kind of want to slow down? You're not alone. In a world that glorifies busyness, it can be so easy to get caught up in that go, go, go mentality that you end up leaving the idea of slow living on the back burner. If slow living has been a low priority for you up until this moment, then you've come across the right video because it ends here, no matter how busy you are. Hi, my loves. My name is Ladette, and in today's video, I'm going to share 3 tips to slow down. So even if you're the busiest person on the planet, you'll be able to find the time to incorporate the tips that I'm about to share. If you want to start slow living, one of my biggest tips is to stop rushing. How often do you find yourself rushing the things that you do, whether it's getting ready in the morning or just like getting ready to go to work? In what ways does rushing sort of manifest into your life? And so if you want to stop rushing, it really helps to identify and be clear about like, where do I rush? And to even ask yourself, like, why do I rush? Rushing can literally be a sign of being on survival mode. I know, my gosh, like all the times that I've rushed to get ready in the morning, it's literally because I had been on survival mode, whether it was getting ready to go to work, even just getting ready, even brushing my teeth. And I still have to check myself because I'll find myself rushing through these tiny little things. And I have to step back and be like, girl, it's okay. We're safe. Time isn't something that is, against us. We're not rushing against time. It's okay to just slow it down and to just take it easy, take a couple deep breaths, and not necessarily try to rush through these things that don't need to be rushed. Which kind of brings me into my next point of understanding why you rush with certain things. Is it because you genuinely feel like you don't have enough time? And if so, are there ways where you could make more time for yourself? Like, what is the reason why you rush? And can you pinpoint ways to kind of help yourself? Like, for example, I used to rush getting ready in the morning, y'all. My mornings would literally be so crazy. Me just like fighting against time, like getting out of bed, sleeping through my alarm, and then already waking up in a state of feeling behind. And then rushing through getting ready, rushing through doing my makeup, my hair, all of that. And then I had to ask myself, girl, why are you rushing? It feels like such a stressful way to also start my day and to set the tone for the day. And I had to ask myself, like, are there ways where I can help myself have a little bit more time in the morning? And the thing that came up for me was stopping social media at night. And if I do check social media before bed, making sure that I'm not on it for hours at a time and that I'm limiting my usage. Because when I check the apps at night, I'll literally be more likely to be on it much longer than if I just don't check it at all. And on the nights that I don't check the apps, I sleep great. I wake up on time. I wake up even early and I don't feel rushed to get ready. So it really helps to identify where you rush and asking yourself, why do you rush? And then trying to pinpoint, what can I do to help myself? Where can you give yourself a little bit of that extra time? Even if it's only 5 minutes, because slow living isn't necessarily about giving yourself all of this time back and having hours every day to do X, Y, and Z. It's just about where can I slow down a little bit, which brings me into my next tip. If you're anything like me, then you're an incredibly busy person, which also means that you probably try in groups together. So for example, if you want to start slowing down and you want to start incorporating slow living into your life, grouping things like eating while you're working is not a healthy example of that's going back to being in that state of survival mode. When we eat while we're working, we're not being mindful about if we're full, we're not being mindful about how much we ate. Like, I can't even tell you guys how many times, because I work from home, by the way. So like how many times I've sat there at my computer eating and then the time goes by and then I'm just like, what did I even eat? How much did I even eat? Especially like popcorn, chips, those type of snacks. I can literally go a minute without even realizing how much I've actually consumed, which is problematic because that's not slowing down. It's tasking these things together and grouping these things together that are not necessarily healthy. So if you're going to group things together to save yourself some time, I would recommend grouping things that don't necessarily affect mindfulness or your health. So maybe things like checking your email in the sauna, like that's totally fine. That's a good example of being productive and managing your time, or even like creating your schedule for your week while you commute to work. Like if you take the bus to work, for example, perfect opportunity to kind of do those two things, right? So it's just all about multitasking the things that don't influence us or impact us in a negative way. So ask yourself, what other ways can you be efficient and multitask without compromising your well-being? Which brings me into my third tip, and I know y'all can relate to this one. If you want to prioritize slow living, you're going to have to start putting your well-being at the top of your priority, okay? Your well-being has to be number one. It has to be at the top of your to-do list. And it really even shouldn't be viewed as a to-do list because it's a privilege to take care of ourselves. It's a privilege to love ourselves and to look after ourselves. But as a busy person, I know how important it is for me when I have my to-do list and I have those top items. Because to me, those top items are the things that are like, gotta get it done. And so to help with that mindset, it really helps to view your well-being as like, this is at the top of my list. A lot of us have a lot going on. Okay, I get it. I work a 9 to 5. At one point, I was also still a student working a 9 to 5, trying to still prioritize my health, my well-being, and all of that. And it just can be really hard when we have so many things going on. But at the end of the day, nothing is more important than our well-being. And that's just something that you honestly just have to convince yourself of. Your well-being needs to be the top priority. And if it's not, that directly impacts every other aspect of your life. If you're not taking care of yourself, it's really hard to show up as your best with your career, with your relationships, with your friendships. It's almost impossible to be that very best version of you in those other avenues of life. So really looking at it like, you know what? When I take care of my well-being, I directly positively impact everything else in my life. So that should be an incentive and something that gets you excited to prioritize yourself. Slowing down literally gives you the reset that you need to show up fully and as your best self. And even if you're having a little bit of resistance, because I get it, slow living is hard when you're a busy person. Trust me, I know. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Slowing down is also taking a nap and sleeping in. It's chewing slowly, brushing your teeth slowly. Like I said, for a minute there, I was like in the bathroom, like rushing for what? For brushing my teeth, something that takes 2 minutes? Like, that's crazy. It can be going for a 5-minute walk without having any distractions, like without listening to any music and just really embracing nature and really embracing the trees around you, the birds that you're hearing, like really just being in the moment. It can be meditating for 2 minutes. It could be taking a deep breath for 60 seconds. And that's why I love slow living, because really all that it is just finding opportunities throughout your day, throughout your week to just take a break, like take a step back, have a breath of fresh air, take your time in what it is that you're doing, and to really embrace those moments. And that's why I said earlier in the video that these tips are effortless, because these are things you can do pretty easily. It just takes a little bit of having that intention and awareness to, okay, I'm going to take my time today. I'm going to give myself 5 minutes while I get ready. I'm going to brush my teeth slowly. I'm going to eat my food without distractions. I'm going to chew slowly. Anyone can do any of these things, no matter how busy you are. So I have a homework assignment for you guys. I created this worksheet, and you can download that through my Patreon account by signing up for the free membership. And it includes 3 parts. So the first thing you're going to do is get clear on what slow living means to you, because what slow living means to me might be different to you. We don't all have the same universal definition. Maybe for you, it's just having an extra couple minutes in your morning, or maybe it's having 30 minutes to yourself on the weekends. Maybe it means getting off of survival mode. Maybe it means being more mindful and just being more present in your life. You want to be super clear on that. And then the second part is identifying where in your schedule you can start slowing down. So maybe you do have time in the morning. Maybe you have more time on the weekends. Maybe you have a day off every single month on a certain day of the week. Or maybe it's during your lunch at work, or maybe it's in the evenings. You just want to find where in your schedule you have the time. And again, it doesn't have to be an hour. It doesn't have to be the whole day. It's really just about where you can be more intentional. So the 5 minutes is fine if that's all you have. Make use of that. And then the third part is to commit to one way you can start slowing down this week. Is it going to be the extra 5 minutes in the morning while you get ready? Is it going to be doing deep breathing during your lunch, even if it's only 60 seconds? Is it going to be having your dinner without any sort of distraction? Make a promise to yourself that you're going to give it a try. Whatever it is that you decide that you want to do, be committed and go for it. I'm so excited for you guys. Slowing down and incorporating slow living into my life has truly been such a game changer. I don't feel as stressed like I used to. I don't feel rushed like I used to. And I genuinely feel like I can sit here and really appreciate my life and appreciate the small moments more often. And honestly, like that just feels so good. And that wraps up our video for today. Let me know down in the comments one way you're going to practice slow living this week. And if you loved today's video, you're going to also love this video where I talk about how you can save up to 20 hours per week. So it ties perfectly in with today's video. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!